Good morning, friends. Today we are going to see a new topic, an urgent topic, that is food crisis. And recently, FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization, released a report on food security and nutrition report. So let us understand what is the intensity or severity of a food crisis in India particularly. Similarly, what are the causes, what are its consequences, and is there any government measures, is there any government welfare measures to address this food insecurity. And you all know about green revolution, India's green revolution. So let us understand what is the benefit as well as what is its bad consequences. Finally, what is the need of the hour or what can be done to address this food crisis. So let us begin the class, but before that, do subscribe and share the video, right? So let us begin. The food crisis, which is an enormous challenge. Why it is an enormous challenge for any nation, we will see because the last month of August, FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization, released a report. The name of report is State of Food Security and Nutrition Report. State of Food Security and Nutrition Report. In this report, the FAO is clearly saying in India almost 74% of Indians, they cannot afford a healthy diet or balanced diet. It means almost some out of 1.4 billion people, almost some 1 billion people out of the total India's population, almost some 1,000 million or 1 billion people, they do not have an access to a healthy diet, right? So the problem is really grave, particularly in India, because we are all talking about young population. India has a young population, a working age population, but they do not have a basic food, a quality food. Then definitely they cannot utilize, they cannot harness their full potential, right? So then this demographic dividend will become a demographic disaster. This demographic dividend will transform into disaster if their health needs are not addressed, right? If they are not physically fit, if their development does not happen in a holistical manner and all-round manner, definitely India loses an opportunity to tap the opportunity of demographic dividend, right? Similarly, there is a particular report of National Family Health Survey 5, in which it clearly says in India almost 50% of Indian women, they are suffering from anemia. Anemia means iron deficiency leading to underweight babies or stunted babies, right? So the problem is women's health is also very problematic or detrimental to the nation's economy. So almost 50% women are suffering. Similarly, in India, almost more than 38 to 39% of children are suffering from malnutrition, problem of underweight, stunting or wasting. So let us understand what is its causes, right? What is the root or underlying causes behind this grave crisis of food insecurity, right? So let us understand the causes. If you look at the causes, we all know there is an inflation, right? Tomato prices or cereal prices, there is a huge food inflation. Food prices are going up, but at the same time, incomes are not rising. You got the point, right? My salary is fixed, but the prices of tomato, prices of agricultural produce is rising like anything. It means I do not have the purchasing power to buy the produce, right? My incomes are not rising at the same pace of prices of goods. That is the problem. Food inflation, in other words, the wages or incomes are stagnated. The wages or incomes are stagnated, but the inflation is rising like anything. The reason can be supply shocks also. Monsoon failure, erratic monsoon, that is supply shocks. The second reason, we all know that in India, the yield or productivity means production per acre. Production per acre is productivity or yield, and we all know that in India, the agricultural productivity is very low. The agricultural productivity is very low. It means we are not completely utilizing the potential of land. It can be land or all the resources we apply on the field. We are not completely utilizing its potential, right? So there is a problem of low agricultural productivity, because we all know that resources are limited. Always the resources are limited, and the problem is overpopulation. Population is rising and the resources are limited, right? So we need to focus on the agricultural productivity, not production. Production because we know in green revolution we have achieved self-sufficiency. We will see it in the next coming slides. But there is a problem of low agricultural productivity in India. And the third point we have already discussed, the purchasing power, right? My income is stagnant, my wages are stagnant, but the prices of goods and services are rising, right? If the prices of goods and services are rising, but my income is fixed, then definitely I do not have a purchasing power, right, to buy those goods and services. Similarly, we all talk about jobless growth, right? Jobless growth means there is an economic growth happening, 8%, 10% economic growth is happening, but that economic growth is not able to absorb the working age population, right? It's not able to absorb the working age population. The problem may be skills, or it can be capital intensive machines, not labor intensive, right? The causes can be many, but the problem is here, economic growth is happening, but the jobs are not generated, right? The jobs are not generated. The jobs can be unorganized sector or some other reason, right? The problem is the growth is not able to absorb all the working age population, right? So there is a jobless growth. If the jobs are not there, means my incomes are also tied. Similarly, we all know that there is a poverty, right? This is a vicious cycle. If I do not have a job to address my basic needs like food, definitely it leads to a vicious cycle of poverty, right? Similarly, the last point is information asymmetry. There is an information asymmetry or a lack of awareness, because we all know that government is providing cash transfers. Cash transfers are in kind, but there is a problem how to utilize that particular amount to buy the goods, which product I need to buy, or how to use that particular resource in a productive manner. There is a problem of awareness, that is information asymmetry. This problem also government needs to address. That is why some scholars are saying, instead of cash transfers, government should provide only in-kind transfers. In-kind transfers, not cash transfers. Anyway, that is some opinion of scholars, because the scholars think that people do not know how to use the money productively, right? Anyway, that is their opinion. These are all some of the causes why there is a food insecurity in India. So let us understand what are the government measures, right? Welfare measures, because we all know that the role of government is to improve the quality of life of everyone, because we know in directive principles of state policy of Indian Constitution, the role of state is a welfare state, welfareism. So accordingly, we have PDS, public distribution system or scheme, that is in the form of ration schemes. It provides rice, wheat or coarse cereals at an affordable price. Similarly, there is a midday meal scheme or ICDS, Integrated Child Development Services, which provides hot cooked meals to pregnant ladies and children also in the age group of 0 to 6 years. Similarly, Poshan Abhiyan, there is a National Nutrition Mission also to address malnutrition. But the problem is here, please listen, but the problem is here in the PDS. If you look at a ration shop, do they provide edible oil, cooking oil? Do they provide pulses? The answer is no. If there are some states like Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, they are providing edible oil and pulses also, in addition to rice and wheat, but that is not the case with all the states. Because even today also most of the states are not providing pulses or edible oil through PDS, through ration shop. This is one problem because government does not procure pulses or edible oil. There is a procurement price. You all know, right? Indian farmers, because most of the farmers go for rice and wheat only, cereal centric, not pulses or edible oil, because there is a lack of support to the pulse farmers or edible oil farmers. We will see it. So this is also one problem, right? Because we all know proteins lie in pulses, but there is a problem that there is a deficiency in the pulses production in India, and we all know that almost India imports 80% of pulses from outside, right? Same is the case with the edible oil also, cooking oil also. And other problem is lack of data. There is always a lack of data problem in India. One major issue is 2011 census. We had to conduct 2021 census. 2021 census is missed. It means some people are saying almost some 4 crore people are excluded from the deserved beneficiaries, because today, even now also, we are using only 2011 census to find out the beneficiaries. It means the beneficiaries, the real beneficiaries are excluded, the ghost beneficiaries are included. I repeat, the ghost beneficiaries are included, the real beneficiaries, the deserved beneficiaries are excluded. This is a problem of inclusive and exclusive error. It is there even today also. So that is why we need to conduct the 2021 census at the earliest possible, right? These are all some other reasons why there is a food insecurity problem. Even the government says we are all providing all these schemes, but still there is a problem, right? So you all know that there is a nutrition insecurity, right? Nutrition insecurity means not only rice, wheat, we also need some micronutrients also. I've already told you anemia, iron deficiency, or iodine salt. You all know iodized salt, because lack of iodine leads to goiter, right? So we need some micronutrients also, vitamins also, not only carbohydrates, we need proteins, vitamins in our balanced diet, right? So that our body or physical body develops completely. So we need to address this nutrition insecurity. Otherwise, we all know that our children, Indian children, are suffering from underweight, stunting, wasting. And do comment in the video what is the global hunger index, global nutrition report, and which institution releases these reports, and what is the status of India in all these reports, right? This is a problem of malnutrition. That is why India launched a national nutrition mission, but even today also the status is grave, right? So let us understand green revolution, because we all know that in 1960s India launched green revolution, right? Before 1960s, India used to import food grains from other countries like in America. But after green revolution on, India achieved self-sufficiency. India achieved self-sufficiency in food grain production. So let us understand this. Green revolution means it is an exponential rise of food grain production, right? It is an exponential rise or sudden increase of food grain production because of government incentives. What are the incentives? Government is providing high yielding variety seeds, similarly chemical fertilizers, pesticides, access to credit, and so on. These are provided to the farmers, right? When these are provided, definitely the outcome is huge, and that's what happened. We achieved self-sufficiency. Now we are exporting rice or wheat outside countries like Africa. So India achieved self-sufficiency in food grain production. But the problem is here, the government or the farmers focused more on cereal centric, rice, wheat, not pulses and edible oil, right? So that's why India is importing pulses even today, right? And even in fact in India almost 1/5 farmers, 20% of the Indian farmers are pulse farmers. But the problem is there is a lack of support to these Indian farmers who are growing pulses, right? Similarly, because of green revolution, soil health got impacted. Soil health or soil fertility reduced because of application of fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, right? Similarly, groundwater level also shrink because of using of electricity, drawing excess water from the ground. It leads to shrinkage of groundwater table. Similarly, there is other environmental crisis like biomagnification. I don't want to get into. And do comment what is biomagnification. What is biomagnification? That is also one of the evil consequences of first green revolution, right? And some people say because of the first green revolution, regional imbalances also increased because some rich states like Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh or Punjab, Haryana benefited, whereas Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh did not gain from this green revolution. That is why we're all talking about bringing green revolution to Eastern India. There's some separate scheme is there, but the point is here, it is not uniform, right? It has not included all the states within its forum, right? So let us understand what is the need of the hour. The need of the hour is second green revolution. Second green revolution. So let us understand what is its basics of second green revolution. So far, I have told you in the first green revolution, India focused on food grain production. Now it is time to focus on productivity. Productivity means production per acre or yield, right? For which we need to focus on agriculture research and education. We need agriculture research universities, funding is needed, public investment is needed in these areas so that we promote our productivity. And number two is not high yielding variety seeds. In first green revolution, we have used high yielding variety seeds. Now it is time to use climate resilient variety seeds, traditional variety seeds, so that it can withstand climate change impact. We all know that climate change is happening. It can be heat waves, it can be drought. So we need such kind of strong seeds, climate resilient variety seeds like millets also need to be grown, right? Millets, you know, this is a particularly millets is also a protein, ragi, bajra or jowar, right? It is a part of nutrition security. It's a part of nutrition security. In fact, the PDS, the ration shops should have provided these millets, but they are not providing ragi, millets or jowar. In fact, consumers think that this is a poor man's food, right? That is a myth. Similarly, best farming practices needs to be disseminated, right, through Krishi Vignan Kendras and so on, so on. Similarly, there is a high food wastage in India. Almost 3 to 4% of fruits and vegetables are only processed. Only 3 to 4% of vegetables are processed, and the rest of 95% is wasted because there is a problem of processing. There is a problem of processing. For example, recently we have seen there is a tomato prices. There is a shortage is there. So the point is here, if there is a processing machines are there, we can value addition. We can value addition so that we use it for some other purpose. It can be tomato juice or some other mango juice, so that we export it to the deserved places. So what we need is value addition. Value addition is needed, cold storage is needed, godowns is needed, right? Grading, sorting. After grading and sorting, that is, I'm talking about after post production, in transportation, grading, sorting or processing, right, and agricultural exports. So what we need is, we need to link the supply chain. There is a vulnerability, there is a problem of supply chain. So government needs to focus on this supply chain, for which we need the role of private like MNCs or contract farming is needed, so that farmers get a assured income, right? These are all the steps we need to do so that agriculture productivity increases, right? So let us wind up the class. So the question is, discuss the second green revolution. Discuss the second green revolution in the light of global challenges. In the light of global challenges like climate change or extreme weather events or dip in prices. Discuss the benefits or discuss the significance of second green revolution in the light of global challenges. I repeat the question. Discuss the significance of second green revolution in the light of global challenges to Indian agriculture, right? That is the today's question. So let us wind up the class.